200 million in credit card debt. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, let's have a look at this article written by Gerard Coburn on news.com.au discussing new RBA figures show a concerning rise in the level of credit card debt accrued by Australians. Now, I know that you'll have people in the comments that are fans of credit cards. They use them to supercharge paying off their mortgage, or they'll one person was sharing a story of how they paid all the bills of all of their friends, then got cash, and then paid it off straight away to kind of maximize the payments they could make, the interest they could save on their home loan. Now, great on you if you can do that, but that's kind of like a lot of work to kind of work a system, and it's not something you can do as an adult. In your 20s, you could probably, guilt your friends and your family to do it, but not in your 40s. It's not something that would, go to another professional friend, go, let me pay your bills. Kind of people want a bit of privacy. Then you've got people who think that they can work the system with the points and all of these things. It's not going to work, guys. The credit card companies are smarter than us. They know what they're doing. They've got tons of research. And even just tapping a card or paying with a card as opposed to cash, there's a psychological difference. It's not as painful to you when you spend the money. I finally got around to getting my, Apple phone pay thingamajig set up. And, I'll go get, all you ever see on it, the data they're getting is Florian likes 7-Eleven coffee. That's pretty much it. But the problem is, if people run into tough economic times, if they lose their job or money starts becoming tight, and they don't change their quality of life or how they're living, then that's when they rack up huge credit card debts. I'm a big fan of watching Dave Ramsey, the US radio show host. He's on YouTube, and a lot of the people will rack up these huge credit card debts when they're unemployed because they haven't changed their life. They're not living within their means. I would suggest that a lot of Australians aren't even living within their means when they're fully employed and everything's going fantastic. But now that we've hit our first recession, there are going to be some people that won't adjust. I was hoping, and perhaps naively so, that a lot of people this would be the slap in the face they need to get control of their finances and get themselves in order. I was hoping we'd start to see that emerge out of this first recession. Because sometimes you need that, guys. Sometimes you need a disaster, you need a challenge to overcome, to improve yourself. And getting control of your finances is nothing different. And it's the exact same thing. It's just a part of life, guys. We've all learned lessons the hard way. I don't care who you are. Guaranteed you would have learned one lesson the hard way, unless you're like some perfect, super well-behaved person. But I'm yet to have met any of those. And they'd be so boring. You want the interesting stories of doing stupid things. Anyway, latest figures from the Reserve Bank show an alarming rise in the level of credit card debt held by Australians over the Christmas period. So this retail splurge that we see has racked onto credit cards. Australians have racked up more than 200 million in personal debt over the Christmas period, bucking the trend in recent months of declining use of credit cards within the country's payment system. Latest payment data from the Reserve Bank of Australia shows 205 million of new debt was added to credit card balances over December, a 1% increase on the previous month. According to the RBA data, balances accruing interest at the end of the month hit $20.16 billion. That's where you make your money, guys. That's where you make your money. There you go. It also recorded an 8% or 1.8 billion hike in the value of credit card transactions made in the month, bringing the total number of payments to 24.6 billion. Or could that be inflation? Cost of living is going up. Maybe people buying all their Christmas beef. It's gotten more expensive. Rate City Research Director Sally Tyndall said debt accruing interest had increased for the second month in a row, with the estimated interest bill for December sitting at close to $290 million. Well, yeah, you know how they say rent money is dead money? That's you hear it all the time here in Australia to push people to getting into housing. Rent money is dead money. Well, interest money is dead money. Interest money is definitely dead money. Sure, borrowing money smartly to invest in things and make a greater return for a business case is fantastic, but borrowing money to buy knickknacks and crap that you don't need, because come on, what are people buying on the credit card? How many Christmas presents are just complete garbage? How many of them are? Are you happy with your Christmas presents? Thank you. I had a viewer who sent me some silver coins for Christmas. I only just got to the PO box the other week. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. See, that's a present that will last a long time. You know, pieces of silver. Probably I need to take the kids to turn all their Christmas money now, because they get Christmas money from the relatives, and I'll take them to go buy some silver coins so they have something in their hands. Can't be too young to teach them about real money. And you know, for a child, they can feel the weight in it. There's the haptic sense of holding something of value. It's different. If you haven't felt it, it's different. So, while households tend to spend more of the holidays, what's worrying is for 2 months in a row, debt accruing interest has increased, she said, with sky-high interest rates climbing up to 24.99%. Credit card debt can be crippling. 25%, guys. We've got a cash rate at 0.1. Credit cards are at 24.99%. This is how they can... This is insane. Just utterly insane. Then you've got the transaction fees and all the other costs. There you go. This is why these things are dangerous. This is why. I finally got rid of... We had 2 credit cards. One for personal use and one for business. I got rid of the personal one. I finally did it. I mean, it was sitting at $500 limit for however long. I still have the business one, just because I've been a bit lazy getting rid of it. But we made an effort to separate our savings bank from our mortgage bank because of the all monies clause and the risk of having your business tied to your mortgage. You want to keep your money. I'm more worried about one bank getting annoyed with you personally, depending on what industry you are, so spreading your risk, than a systematic failure or bail-in. I'm less concerned with that, because we've seen here in Australia the government will just print money and stimulate the economy like nothing, even a conservative government. But there you go, 24.99%, guys. That's insane. Who is paying that? Surely you should be getting lower interest rates than that. Despite the monthly rise, the total value of credit debt is trending down, with cardholders at the end of December wiping away close to $7 billion in personal loans compared with a year ago. Credit products in circulation are also tracking down, an annual fall of 9.1% in the number of cards on issue. Well, that's good. That's fantastic. CanStar executive Steve Mickenbecker said the end of the early release of superannuation scheme and the recovered spending patterns from the pandemic could prompt further rise in interest accruing debt in months to come. I'm hoping the people who used their superannuation because think about that, if you had a debt like 20 grand on a credit card, you were paying 25% per annum interest. That's more than, to get that in your super, it'd probably take 5 years. So you pay that off, that's worth just saving that 5 years of interest there. Hopefully the problem is people will just rack it up again. How do we improve people's financial literacy? I think the best way we have now is people need to get interested, and people need to seek out the information themselves. They need to learn that it's small steps. The snowball technique. You need to get some wins, I think. You know the snowball technique where you have, you got all these debts here. I can't draw these things with the mouse. You pay off the little one first and you get a win. Then you pay off the next one. Then you pay off the next one. Then you pay off the next one. So you start getting a win. Then you start feeling like you're in control. I think that's probably the best strategy to push, to get people to take control over it. Simplify it down. And then you go from there. Then all of a sudden buying a house isn't as insurmountable. Or maybe you think, okay, I don't want to buy a house. I'll just rent because it's going to be cheaper. And I'll invest it. It's about taking control. See, I'll put on the skeptic hats here. Maybe our political class don't want a citizenry that are, independently in control of their finances and not dependent on the state to one regard or another. Is that a little too out there, guys? Let me know if I'm going down crazy town. Maybe that's just, clutching at straws there. I think that's the unintended consequence of our education system and marketing. So, credit card debt may rise further given retail spending has recovered quickly, and it is likely that some of this will find its way into increasing credit card debts during 2021. In a House Economics hearing last Friday, Reserve Bank Governor Philip Lowe urged Australians to shop around for a better credit card and said they should not willingly accept high interest rates set by providers and banks. I have frustration that there are still credit cards in the Australian marketplace with interest rates around 20%. Well, here's a question. What if the Reserve Bank of Australia had a credit card that they could provide to the citizens and we could just pay 0.1%? Wouldn't that be great? That'd get your economy going right there. Just get out the middleman, you know? Or even just do it through the banks. Why not? The problem with that is it could evolve into the central bank digital currency, and it can, yeah. Future's going to be interesting, guys. It definitely is going to be interesting. If you've got a credit card with high interest rates, you don't like it, well, why would you like it? Go and find another one. I mean, he has to be so polite and proper, you know. He has to be, just with his job. He's meant to be apolitical, I understand. Go and find another one, because there are ones out there. And if collectively we as Australians do move to the better products, the banks will have to withdraw the bad ones, the bad high interest rate ones. According to Rate City, 15 credit cards are being offered at rates less than 10%. Debit card use during December jumped to its highest level on record, rising 11% compared with the prior month to 40 billion worth of payments made. The use of debit and other payment alternatives such as buy now, pay later are spurring on the trend of lower credit use, as a waft of customers have started flocking to spending mechanisms that don't incur interest. Ms. Tyndall said many Australians would still have outstanding debts from the Christmas period to pay on platforms such as Afterpay, which are usually linked to debit cards. Right now, many buy now, pay later customers will still be dealing with debt they racked up over the holidays, she said. If you have a credit card or buy now, pay later debt, make a plan to pay it off as quickly as you can. The RBA also recorded a significant drop in the number of ATM withdrawals, which fell 21.2% compared with December 2019. You know, I'll be honest, I never make ATM withdrawals. I actually go into the bank, and the teller always says, "Oh, you can do that at the ATM." I go, "Yeah, but it's air conditioned in here, and I want to talk to a human. You know, I want to keep you in a job." And the teller at my bank, she actually grew up in my house, so I can give her updates on how little progress we're making. So there we have it, everyone. $200 million in credit card debt racked up over the Christmas period. Am I naive in hoping that Australians will wake up and take control of their finances? Or maybe share in the comments how you have done it. You know, did you do the snowball technique to take control of your debt? Because frankly, you need to clear your debt away before you can start investing and really building passive income streams. Otherwise, it's kind of pointless. Yay, I'm making 5% or 4% dividend payments. Whoop-de-doo. But then you're paying 25% credit card interest rate on something else. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. Support us using our affiliate links from Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. We also have SelfWealth. If you sign up, you get 5 free share trades, and we get 5 free share trades as well. Take care, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.